let's talk about multiplying multinomials. So we're going to multiply multinomials. So as an example, let's take a plus 1, and we're going to multiply that times a squared plus a plus 1. So how do we go about doing that? The FOIL method isn't really going to work for us when we have 3 terms. So let me rewrite this. A plus 1 times a squared plus a plus 1. So we're going to vary our approach a little bit. We are going to take the a term, this first one, and we're going to multiply it times all the other terms first, and then we'll do the 1 term and we'll multiply it. So let's give that a shot. So a times a2 is going to be a3. A times a is going to be a squared. And finally, a times 1 is going to be a. Now let's go to our next term, the 1, and 1 times a squared is simply a squared. 1 times a is going to be simply a. And finally, 1 times 1 is going to be 1. Now we need to find our like terms. I don't have any other a3 terms, so I'm just going to write a3. But we do have 2 a2 terms, or a squared terms, sorry. And I've got an a and an a here. And so multiplying a plus 1 times the multinomial here gives us a cubed plus 2a squared plus 2a plus 1. Let's do another one. Let's do this one. Let's do x plus 2 times x squared plus 4x minus 3. So x plus 2 times x squared plus 4x minus 3. We'll use the same approach we did last time. We're going to take the first term and multiply it times all the others, and then come back and get the second term. So x times x squared is going to be x3. X times 4x is going to be 4x squared. And oh, let me fix that real quick. It is not a 33. That was supposed to be a parentheses. There we go. All right, so we've got the first one. We're multiplying the last term. So x times negative 3 is going to be negative 3x. Now let's multiply everything by the second term. So I get positive 2x squared. Let me fix my x here. Two times 4x is going to be 8x. And finally, 2 times negative 3 is going to be negative 6. Let's find our like terms. I don't have anything, no other x cubes. We do have a 4x squared and a 2x squared. So that's going to be 6x squared. I've got a 3x here, a negative 3x, and an 8x, which is going to give us a positive 5x. and then -6, the term by itself. So our final answer is x cubed plus 6x2, or 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. All right, so let's give this one a shot. We're going to do w minus x squared times w cubed plus aw squared plus bx squared minus x to the third. There we go. We've got 4 terms in here. Everything is going to apply like normal. I'll rewrite this: w minus x squared times w cubed plus aw squared plus bx squared minus x cubed. We're going to take our first term and multiply it by all of the others. So w times w3 is going to be w4. This is going to be aw cubed. We've got w times w. This is going to be bwx squared. And finally, minus wx3. Now we need to do our second term, our x squared, w cubed x squared. This is going to be minus because we've got a negative x squared. Okay, so we've got aw squared x squared. We have minus bx to the fourth. And finally, we've got x squared times a negative x squared times a negative x cubed, which is going to make this a positive x to the fifth. All right, so the next step would be to combine like terms. Do we have any like terms? I don't have any other w to the fourth. How about a w to the third? No. bwx squared? Nope. How about wx to the third? Nope. So what we're finding, this is we didn't come up with any like terms, so there's nothing to combine, so this is our final expression. So this is probably, or the last two are probably real world cases. They don't always fall into methods where we can use the FOIL, but where we can't use the FOIL and we have more than just 2 terms. When we have multinomials, we can just multiply the first one by all the other terms and then the second one by all the other terms. One of the cases we might run into is where we have 3 sets of binomials. So let's take a look at that real quick. What if we had 5 minus x, 6 plus x, and 4 minus x? So how would we go about doing that one? Well, the ideal way is to do 2 of these first, simplify where you can, and then multiply that expression by the last 2 terms. We'll start off with doing 5 minus x times 6 plus x, and 5 times 6 is going to get us 30. 5 times x is simply 5x. Negative x times 6 is negative 6x. And then we have negative x times x, which is going to give us negative x squared. Let's combine our like terms. And we get 30 plus, so 5x minus 6x is going to give us negative 1x, or just negative x. Negative x minus x squared. Now remember, we use these two terms. Now we have to multiply everything by 4x. So we have this quantity times 4 minus x. So we can take the 30 times the 4, which is going to give us 120. We can take 30 times the negative x, negative 30x. So we've done this, done that. We can take the x times the 4. So it's minus 4x. Take the x times the negative x, and negative times the negative is positive. I'm sorry, this is x squared. Negative x squared times 4 is going to be negative 4x squared. And finally, negative x squared times negative x is going to be positive x cubed. Can we combine any like terms? Well, we don't have any others, they're just numbers. How about x terms? There's a 30x and a 4x. So 30 minus 4x would be 26x. And we have an x squared term here and an x squared term there. We have a positive x squared minus 4x squared. So that would be negative 3x squared. And we have an x to the third. Looking at this, I see that this is a negative 30x and a negative 4x. So this should be negative 34x. So a quick wrap on multiplying multinomials. We take the first term and we multiply it times all of the other terms. And then we'll go to the second term in this multinomial and we'll multiply it times all the other terms. We'll combine like terms where we can, and that should give you your final expression. Thank you. If you got questions, get a hold of me.